What if the ghost in your hallway or in your dream isn't a lost relative, but something far more ancient and predatory? Forget modern folklore. The Bible reveals a terrifying truth about the hidden mysteries of unseen creatures, disembodied beings whose spirits are cursed to roam the earth. Are you ready to unmask the deceptive entities haunting our physical world? We've been misled about the afterlife. By examining the Bible, we uncover the terrifying truth of spirits trapped in our world. These are not wandering souls of the dead. They are the remnants of a celestial rebellion, desperate to inhabit physical form and silently shaping human destiny through an ancient, sophisticated form of spiritual warfare. The veil between our world and a realm of shadows is thinner than you dare to imagine. Beyond the ghost stories of Hollywood lies the Bible's chilling reality, disembodied souls desperately seeking a way back in. Uncover why these entities cling so fiercely to our world and how they subtly manipulate humanity from the shadows. Part 1. The Myth of the Human Ghost. We've been conditioned to see ghosts everywhere. Television, social media, paranormal shows. The cultural narrative is unanimous. When people die, some of them linger. But what if the entire premise is a lie? The modern obsession with restless human spirits is a recent invention. Victorian spiritualism, Gothic literature, and Hollywood special effects. We've been taught that unfinished business or emotional attachment can tether a soul to this earth. But popular paranormal media has one fatal flaw. It assumes the dead can wander. The Bible presents a startling contradiction. Scripture teaches that at the moment of death, the spirit departs decisively. Ecclesiastes tells us the dust returns to the earth, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. There is no waiting room, no purgatorial hallway, no second chance to haunt the living. Hebrews 9:27 states, "And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. Not after this a haunting, not after this a lingering. Judgment, immediate, final." There is no biblical precedent for a human soul trapped between worlds, haunting a farmhouse or whispering through a radio. Consider the rich man and Lazarus in Luke 16. The rich man dies and immediately finds himself in torment. Lazarus dies and is carried to Abraham's side. No gray zone, no earthly middle ground. The moment the heart stops, the soul is either in the presence of God or in conscious separation from him. So if these spirits aren't human, what are they? Paranormal investigators often describe ghosts as recordings, emotional echoes imprinted on a location, repeating like broken tape loops. Others call them residual energy, fragments of personality with no consciousness. But both theories share the same convenient assumption. They're harmless, just leftovers. The Bible offers no such comfort. If these entities are not departed humans, we are forced to consider a far more disturbing possibility. Scripture speaks of beings who fell long before humanity ever walked the earth. Spirits who abandoned their created order and now operate with calculated intent. These are not echoes of the dead. They are intelligences, ancient, patient, strategic. Jude speaks of angels who kept not their first estate and are now bound in everlasting chains. Peter describes spirits in prison, incarcerated beings waiting for judgment. And Genesis 6 hints at an incursion so severe it provoked a global flood. These are not confused grandmothers or Civil War soldiers replaying their final moments. These are spirits waging a calculated campaign against humanity since before Abraham drew his first breath. Why masquerade as human ghosts? Because it works. If you believe you're speaking to your deceased grandmother, you trust what she says. If you believe a spirit is just a harmless remnant, you don't question its true allegiance. The deception is brilliant. They play the part of the departed, they gain credibility, they offer comfort, they promise closure. And then they begin to influence, gently at first, then with increasing authority. A memory cannot counsel you, an echo cannot command you. A recording cannot manipulate your decisions, your beliefs, or your eternal destiny. But these entities can. Because they are not ghosts, they are not human. They are something far older, far more calculated, and far more dangerous than any show has ever dared to reveal. Part 2. The Genesis of the Unclean. To understand what these entities truly are, we must go back, way back, before the flood, before Noah, before the world as we know it was remade. Genesis 6 records a forbidden union. The sons of God, beings of celestial origin, looked upon human women and took them as wives. These were the Watchers, angels who abandoned their heavenly estate and descended to earth with one reckless purpose: to corrupt. Their offspring were the Nephilim, giants, hybrids. Neither fully human nor fully angelic. They were an abomination, a violation of the created order that unleashed chaos upon the earth. But here is where the story takes a darker turn. When the Nephilim died, their spirits faced a problem no human soul has ever known. They were not made in the image of God. They had no breath of life from the Creator. They were unnatural creations, and the afterlife was never designed to receive them. The judgment was swift and absolute. These hybrid spirits were denied entrance to heaven, denied rest, denied peace. They were cast out of every realm prepared for the living and the dead, left with no destination but the one place that would still have them: the earth. Bound to the physical realm, these disembodied beings became what Scripture calls unclean spirits, stranded, hungry, desperate. They have no body of their own, so they seek to inhabit others. They have no home, so they haunt the spaces we occupy. They have no future, so they claw at ours. This is the true origin of the unclean. Not restless humans, not emotional echoes, but the stranded remnants of a rebellion so ancient that we've forgotten it ever happened. And they are still here, waiting, watching, searching for a way back in. Part 3. The hunger for a physical house. Imagine being conscious, aware, intelligent, but without a body. No eyes to see, no hands to touch, no voice to speak. Just a mind trapped in a realm of shadows, desperate for something you can never have. This is the daily existence of the unclean spirits. These disembodied spirits have one consuming obsession: to inhabit a physical vessel. They were never meant to be bodiless. The Nephilim were hybrid beings, spirit and flesh intertwined, and when their bodies died, something broke inside them. They became ghosts in the truest sense, hungry, restless, incomplete. Scripture reveals that when an unclean spirit is cast out, it wanders through waterless places seeking rest. And when it finds none, it says, "I will return to my house." Notice the language, my house. These spirits view human bodies not as sacred vessels created in God's image, but as empty homes waiting to be reoccupied. But there is a catch. They cannot simply force their way in. This brings us to the principle of spiritual legal ground. These entities operate by rules, ancient, cosmic protocols that require some form of invitation. It may be an open door through deliberate ritual. It may be a careless word spoken in jest. It may be a repeated exposure to forbidden practices that slowly erodes the boundaries around a soul, through divination, through seances, through entertaining what they believe is harmless communication with the dead. The invitation can be subtle, but it is always effective. And once that door cracks open, they begin to push. This is why they mimic the appearance of deceased loved ones. It is not random. It is calculated. If you believe you are speaking to your departed grandmother, your defenses drop. Your heart opens. You invite what you believe is familiar into your space. But it is not grandmother. It is a predator wearing her face. They study you. They listen. They learn your memories, your grief, your deepest longings. And then they use them against you, offering comfort at first, then guidance, then commands. By the time you realize the truth, the line between guest and host has already blurred. They are not lost souls seeking closure. They are captives seeking a cage, and they want yours. Part 4. Modern tactics of ancient warfare. These spirits have been studying humanity for millennia. They know our fears, our desires, our breaking points. And in 2026, they have more access points than ever before. The digital landscape has become their hunting ground. Social media, streaming platforms, viral content, all of it designed to keep us distracted, isolated, and emotionally exhausted. High-stress environments are spiritual vulnerability hotspots. When you are anxious, lonely, or desperate for answers, your defenses lower. Your discernment blurs. And that is exactly when they move in. They don't need seances anymore. They have podcasts, YouTube channels, TikTok trends, Paranormal entertainment disguised as harmless fun. Curiosity is the bait. Engagement is the invitation. This is the guise of the ghost, the modern deception that normalizes interaction with the occult under the label of exploration. Spirit boxes become toys. Tarot becomes self-care. Mediumship becomes entertainment. Each click, each watch, each just-for-fun session chips away at the wall of protection around your soul. We imagine ghosts as Victorian specters, sad, translucent figures trapped in old mansions. Harmless, romantic, tragic. But that image is a lie crafted to disarm you. The being behind the mask is not a lonely noblewoman from the 1800s. It is a predator that has been perfecting its craft since before the pyramids were built. It knows your psychology better than you do. It understands grief, trauma, and the desperate human need for connection. And it exploits every single one. The ancient warfare has not changed. Only the weapons have. Instead of open rebellion, they offer entertainment. Instead of terror, they offer comfort. Instead of demanding worship, they offer answers. But the goal remains the same: to enter, to influence, to occupy. Because once you invite them in, they do not leave. And by the time you realize you were never talking to a ghost, it is already too late. Part 5. Establishing the spiritual barrier. So what do we do with this truth? We reclaim what was stolen. We close the doors that were never meant to be opened, and we remember who we are. The first step is awareness. Learn to recognize the signs of an intelligent, non-human presence, unexplained patterns of oppression, recurring nightmares, a heaviness that clings to certain rooms, whispers that feel like thoughts but are not your own. These are not coincidences. They are footprints, and they are not invincible. Physical spaces can be reclaimed. Speak aloud. Declare ownership. Cover every corner with the authority that has already been given to you. The silence is not a virtue when the enemy thrives in secrecy. But beyond the walls of your home lies the interior battle. This is where the deeper work begins. Past trauma, bitterness, unforgiveness, these are open doors. Occult experimentation, even in ignorance, an open door. Every invitation extended to the shadows, whether through curiosity or grief, must be revoked. Verbally, intentionally, completely. You are not negotiating with these spirits. They have no rights you must honor. They only have footholds you allow. So take back the ground. Close every door, seal every crack, and then anchor yourself in the one truth they cannot refute. The sacrifice of Jesus Christ was not merely spiritual, it was legal. It paid the debt and broke the chains. It stripped these beings of their ultimate authority and left them with nothing but deception and intimidation. Their power is borrowed. Their reign is temporary. Their fate is sealed. This is not about fear. This is about finality. They are ancient, yes, cunning, yes, but they are defeated. The cross stands between them and their prey, and no unclean spirit can breach the blood that was shed for you. So do not look at the shadows with trembling. Look with certainty. The barrier is not a fragile line. It is an unbreakable fortress, and it was built for you. The victory is not coming. It has already come.